Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Julius DeBerry with Majestic Studios, and once again, we are here with another video about the Korg Nautilus. Today is going to be the start of a new video series that I am going to be producing, calling Quick Tips for the Korg Nautilus. And these are going to be geared toward the house of worship. I think anybody will be able to use these tips, but I wanted to bring out a few things that I knew would be important to my church guys. I'm a fellow church musician myself, and just wanted to kind of think about some tips and some things that would help them as far as the utilization of this keyboard. And so that's where we're going to start today. Let's get in it. All right, so the first tip is going to be geared toward combination mode, and it's going to address the lack of physical faders on the Nautilus. In church, man, if you're playing one sound, you probably aren't playing. Most guys are layering sounds and layering many sounds and having quick access to blend those sounds and make the sound the way they want it to sound. Man, I think I just said sound like 5 times. But we want to make that patch sound a certain way, and to be able to do that, you have to be able to blend the sounds between each others. But on the Nautilus, we don't have faders. Well, they have on-screen faders, but it's not always intuitive to be able to reach for the screen and use your finger. Having quick access to be able to turn your sounds up or down in a house of worship and in a live performance is very, very important. So that's what we're going to show today. So if we'll go to the keyboard screen, well, I'll show you guys how to do it. All right, so first of all, if we're in combination mode, we would push the mode button and then go to combination. I'm going to have another video coming out soon with some details about how to approach making your own custom combinations. But just to show you guys, I'm going to go to a blank one and just going to put some sounds in it just to make a quick layer so you guys can see kind of how we would approach this. All right, so we're going to go to a blank combi, and we're just going to put some random sounds in. Let's see. All right, I just picked these sounds at random, so I have no idea what they sound like. I'm going to play a little bit just so you guys can see what that sounds like. Let's see. Synth, and then a vocal airy sound. Okay, so really quick, we're going to get in this. Remember, this is a quick series, so it's not going to be very detailed, but it's going to hopefully be packed with information that you guys can utilize to help you with your keyboard. All right, so we have 4 sounds here, and as you see, we could use our fingers to kind of try to turn the sounds up or down, and it responds pretty good. There's some pretty big jumps in the numbers. That's using my finger, even using my stylus. We went from 127 to 116 to 107. So there's some pretty big jumps in that. But there's no reason to fear because we can make this work out for us. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go to the page mode and you want to go to controllers. From controllers, you're going to go all the way over to the controllers tab. So once again, I'm going to show you that once again. From this screen, you'll push the page button. That's this button here. Push the page button, and then from there you're going to go to the controllers. From the controllers, you're going to normally start on this tab. You're going to go all the way to the end and push the controllers tab. So if you see here on this tab, you can change these 6 knobs that are on the top of the keyboard. You have 6 knobs here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's an extra one for dynamics. All right, so you'll take these knob parameters right here, and you want to make sure they say mixer. So you have the choice to put it on mixer or real-time control. When you put it on mixer, it opens up mixer parameters on this bottom row here. If you put it on real-time control, then this real-time control row opens, and you're able to modify parameters for real-time controls for the sounds. But we're going to put ours on mixer. and we're going to make sure that volume is selected. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different parameters that you can select from this screen. EQ trim, EQ low gain, EQ mid frequency, EQ mid gain, EQ high gain, send 1 and 2, pan, volume, and expression. So you can assign these knobs to any one of these parameters. So to utilize what we're trying to do, we're going to put ours on volume. And so when you put that on volume, that assigns the first knob. This one is for knob 1, knob 2, knob 3, up to knob 6. This assigns the first knob to the volume. Well, you say, okay, it's assigning it to volume, but which sound is it controlling? So in your combi, you can have as many as 16 sounds. So you see we have 4 here already added. You can add 4 more, and then that's 8, and then you have 8 more slots when you select the 9 through 16. So each one of these is assigned to one of these knob timbers right here, 1 through 16. All right, so you see here, each one of these, like I said, is assigned to one of the knobs on the left side of the keyboard, and then these 16 buttons here are assigned to the 16 sounds of the combi. So we only have 6 sounds in ours, so we're going to assign 1 sound to 1 knob. All right, so if you select here, this is giving you knob 1, knob 2, knob 3, knob 4, knob 5, and knob 6. So if you want knob 1 to control the first sound in your combi, then you'll select 1 right here. If you want knob 1 to control the second sound in your combi, you'll select 2, and so forth. If you want it to control sound 12, whatever sound you have in the 12th slot. Now, when I say slot, again, this is what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You have 16 slots. And if you want knob 1 to control sound number 16's volume, then you'll select number 1. You'll see it turns yellow. There's a little blinking light next to it to let you know that that is the knob you're controlling. And you'll select that sound. So we want our knob number 1 to control sound number 1. We only put 4 sounds in our first sound, in our little test sound. So knob 1, sound 1. Knob 2, sound 2. Knob 3, sound 3. Knob 4, sound 4. Now when you go back here to the combination and you look at your sounds, now the next thing you have to do is you go on your keyboard, and across here you see these knobs can be assigned to 3 different rows of parameters. Well, we want to put ours on user. So to hit user, there's a blank button right here underneath knob number 1. You're gonna, right now it's blue, it's like a white color, and it's assigned to the first row of parameters. If you push it again, it turns red and it's assigned to the second row of parameters. If you push it one other time, it turns blue, and now it's assigned to the third row of parameters, and that row is user. So that is whatever you have set up in the tab that we were on before, the controllers tab. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your knobs on that third row, which is the user bank. And now knob 1 controls the volume for sound number 1. So you can see that as I press, I'm moving the knob number 1, and the volume is changing for sound number 1, and then sound number 2, sound number 3, and then sound number 4. All right, so who needs faders when you have knobs? We still have the same functionality. Now it's just in a knob instead of a fader. Now, one little bonus tip that I'm going to give you, you're allowed to group your sounds. I think you probably saw me do that on accident. So let's just say within your sound, you have, within our sound, we have the slow synth, the vocal airy, and the strings. So let's say we want to put the piano and the strings, we want to put them in the same group, and then we want to put slow synth and vocal airy in the same group. Now this will allow you to combine sounds and then put those sounds on one knob, and allow them to be to stay grouped together. You can use that if you want to just group some sounds together and have them change volume or blending together. Or also, if you want to use more sounds, more than 6 sounds, since you only have 6 knobs, you can also put sounds in groups. And then while those sounds are in those groups, you can change the volume of them together, and that way you don't have to worry about running out of knobs. Oh, I don't have 16 faders. I don't have 16 knobs. Well, you can put 2 sounds on a knob. You can put 3 sounds on a knob, and that way you can make better use of the 6 knobs that you do have. All right, so we're going to show you how to combine those. So you go back to that same page. We went to the page button, and then we're going to go to controllers. We're going to make sure we're on the controllers tab. Now all we have to do for knob number 1, if we want to group the piano and the strings together, we just push knob number 1 and knob number 2. And then for knob number 2, if we wanted to control sound 3 and 4, we'll go 3, 4. So now knob number 1 is controlling sound number 1 and 2, and knob number 2 is controlling sound number 3 and 4. All right, so let's go back out and see if that works. Break out the combination. Now we make sure you guys are on the user parameters, which is the 3rd row. Your button should be blue, or your blue light should be on, and we're going to move knob number 1, and it should control the sound for 1 and 2. That worked. And now when we move sound knob number 2, it should control the sound for the volume for sounds 3 and 4. And that works as well. Okay, now one other quick tip that I want to give you guys before I let you go. This is a bonus tip number 2. So we're going to go back and we're going to put knob number 1 on just sound number 2 on knob 2, and sound number 1 on knob 1. All right, so let's say you have your combination set. You got your piano, the loudest. Let's see if we can build a little nice blend real quick. We'll turn everything down and have the piano playing only. All right, so we're going to bring the strings in a little. All right, then we're going to bring in the slow synth. And then lastly, we're going to blend in the vocal area. So you got that perfect blend. So there's this little button here that says hold balance, and what that does is if you need to turn your sounds down and you want them to stay with the same blend, then you push this button. And then when you push this button, now when you move one knob, they all move together, but the difference in them remains the same. That blend you hear stays the same. Okay. All right. Well, that is the first tip, and we're gonna call this "Who Needs Faders When You Got Knobs?" And I hope you guys were able to learn something from this. I hope there was something that you guys took from it. If you already knew about this, maybe I showed you something else within the video that you could benefit from. But I just hope you guys benefited from this quick tip on the Korg Nautilus. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. Please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you have specific things that you want to see videos on, please put it in the comments. I'll do my best to get videos out for you. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this tip, and I hope you come back for the next one.